let's meditate. I really should get back into meditating. If you're the type of person that loses their mind, no, but really, my temper recently, high. The tiniest things have been setting me off. I've just got no patience. I've got no patience for anyone. Everyone's pissing me off, do you know what I mean? And in the past I would have been like, yeah, everyone's pissing me off, like, it's a them problem. It's external things that are pissing me off, like, I need to escape this environment right now. Whereas now I can kind of come out of that bubble and look around and be like, actually, everyone is just living their lives and I am pissed off about it for whatever reason, and it is an internal thing. So if you are someone who gets enraged from time to time over the smallest things, for example, I will be putting a knife in the dishwasher and it drops in and something splashes, a tiny something splashes onto my hand. The amount of rage I feel in that moment, I cannot describe. There's a lot of shame with this as well, because first of all, I feel that heavy rage, and then on top of that, I feel frustrated and annoyed at myself for feeling that amount of rage over something so small. So now I'm even more angry because I'm pissed off about something I shouldn't be pissed off about. And I'm almost embarrassed at the way that I'm acting because of it. So I'm shaming myself when I get like this as well, which just adds fuel to the fires, you know what I mean? That's just something I'll be dealing with. I always say this in my videos as well, but you really have to listen to your body and see what it needs, see what it wants. Sorry, my sister's calling me. I just know that I'm like craving like vigorous exercise right now. I need to let out all this tension that's built up in my body. I know it's so annoying when people say that, like, you need to exercise, like exercise will make you feel so much better. It can be annoying because that's obviously not going to fix everything. But yeah, anyways, that's just a little tip for you. If you are that type of person who gets, oh my god, these flies. See, that is a them problem. The flies are pissing me off and it's not my problem. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, if you are someone who gets easily angered or easily anything, you know, emotionally provoked, then those are my tips. You know, vigorous exercise is needed. You need to get all that tension out of your body. And also, just being kind to yourself, not getting frustrated at yourself that you're feeling that way. Anyways, that's just one thing I wanted to touch on. But I had a little breakthrough yesterday that I wanted to talk about because I thought it might benefit someone else to hear it. So pretty much, trying to organise a cinema trip with my sister. So mini breakthrough that I had yesterday. So I'm someone who can get very emotionally invested in things. People, things, places, anything. Do you know what I mean? I can get quite emotionally invested, emotionally involved. So especially when it comes to the people that I love, I will feel a lot. If I feel like they're in a bad situation, or if I feel like they're not okay, or I'm concerned about them, you know, I'm gonna say it, I'm voicing my opinion. Again, I was kind of like thinking, right, well, I'm angry at this person because they've hurt that person, or I'm not okay with this, and this is my opinion and I'm going to talk about it. That's the word, passionate, like very passionate about the things and the people that I love. So yeah, the epiphany that I had was I think I'd get too emotionally invested for my own good. I love that about myself, that I'm able to care so much about someone and be that upset for them, you know? I think that's a nice thing, and I like how opinionated I am and I like how passionate I am about things. However, I just realised yesterday, like after having a conversation with someone about this, that it's too much. Like, I am doing this to myself at the end of the day, and other people's lives, even if they're very close to mine, are not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to sort things out and to save people and rescue people and make sure everyone's okay. And I just realised, like, wow, like, why do I get so emotionally involved? Like, I don't have to be this emotionally involved right now. Do you know what I mean? So it was a really nice epiphany. It was a really nice moment for me because I felt like I was like, this is me, and this is like anything. I'm just like there. I'm just like attached and emotionally invested. And after that conversation, it was like a little gap was formed and I could see through it, and I was like, oh, this is a choice. Like, this is a choice. I am putting myself through this, you know? So it's enabled me to pull back a little bit, and it's made me realise that I'm allowed these opinions, I'm allowed to voice them, and I should have voiced them because I think it's important to be open and honest, and they are my core values. Like, I'm not gonna not do that, but I think there comes a time when you have voiced your opinion, you have said what you think, you have shown your concern, and at that point, that's it. That's all you can do. And I think I get a bit obsessed thinking, no, I can change this. I can help them to think this way, and I can like do something about this. Like, I want to fix this. But no, I've realised, no, you can't, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you have to let people live their own lives. Do you know what I mean? Make choices for themselves and work through things at their own pace. So I hope that's helped any of you out there who also can relate to this feeling of always managing to get too emotionally invested in things or problems or people. You know, it's happened a few times where it's just been taken too far, and like things consume me. Like if I'm passionate about something, or if I have an opinion about something, like I'm screaming it from the rooftop. When you do that over and over and over again, people don't tend to listen as much, ironically, and it's exhausting. It's really exhausting to allow everyone else's stuff into your space, and you cannot blame that or put that on anyone else. Do you know what I mean? You have to... Oh, everyone's texting me now. You really have to take responsibility for that. You know, being an empath, like, you're gonna struggle with that. It's hard. Like, I would not let anyone take away my empathic ways. Do you know what I mean? It's a gift. It really is a gift. If you are an empathetic person, never take that for granted. If you can feel everything all the time, and you can really feel what someone's feeling, and like you just feel a lot, then don't take it for granted. It is a gift. I know it's hard. We just have to learn how to bridge that gap. Not bridge the gap, actually create a gap between ourselves and the rest of the world, because it gets a lot. You know, we have our own stuff to deal with. We have our brains and our emotions and our trauma and our lives to navigate. Like, we have enough on our plates. We don't need to be taking on this person's stuff and that person's emotions and this person's energy and their problems. And no, like, we can't be doing that. I guess some advice I could give is to have these conversations with people. Like, that's how I've come to this epiphany, like talking about it. And honestly, like, it takes a lot to admit as well that you are the problem sometimes. Like, you know, I've had a few instances this week that have just shown me, like, Laura, you're so stubborn. Like, you are so stubborn. Me and my sister had an argument over nothing because I didn't say sorry. All I needed to say in that moment was, you know what, yeah, I'm in the wrong, I'm sorry. But I couldn't do it. Like, my boyfriend always says this, like, ego gets in the way every time. Whenever there's an argument, it's mostly gonna be because ego is getting in the way. So that's just something to think about, you know? We need to really take accountability for our own mistakes and for our own flaws. You're not perfect. You know, some of us are stubborn. Some of us find it difficult to say sorry and own up to the fact that, yeah, we're in the wrong. And just, I don't know, like, taking things very personally. That's another thing with being an empath. You can take things really personally. And I don't know, for me, like, I really resonate with rejection sensitivity. So even like constructive criticism, like, no, don't come at me with that. Like, it's not gonna sit well with me. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's like, you can't avoid it. We have to deal with it, you know? And yeah, for me, it's just about taking that step back and assessing what's going on. Like, literally just thinking, okay, how did I react to that? Cool. How do I want to react in the future? Not like that. Be patient, you know, just be attentive, like, be aware of these things, because you might not even know how stubborn you are until you're in that situation or that argument and you look back and you're like, wait, what was that about? Like, what was that argument about? Nothing, you know? The ego got in the way. So protecting your energy, we've heard it before, protect it. Like I said, no one is responsible for protecting your energy other than you. And how I like to view it is, like, for me, a pink bubble. I love pink. So I've got a pink bubble surrounding me. If I'm feeling particularly fragile on one day, I will walk outside with my pink bubble on. I will literally be walking around imagining that I've got a pink bubble around me. It's not crazy, it's just a way to do it, okay? Honestly, try it. Everyone's different. This isn't brand new information. Our brains work differently. I'm a very visual person, so this analogy and this, like, way of thinking of like, this is the bubble and I'm literally imagining it around me, is my way of doing things. And the power that actually has for me is massive. For you might be like, this is awful. This is not working for me. There's other ways to do it. You know, what I like to do, if one way isn't working, is think about all the different senses. So you've got your mind, so visual stuff. If that's not working, okay, let's think about hearing. Think about your ears and sound. You know, maybe recording yourself, or if you don't like the sound of your own voice, listening to affirmations in your ears when you're out and about. You know, maybe that's what works for you. If that doesn't work either, maybe it's physically talking out loud to yourself. That's another one that I really, really rate. Honestly, is powerful. Your words have energetic frequencies. Like, your words are vibrations, so they're very powerful, you know. So that's just another tip for affirmations, if that's something you're into. Like, speaking them out loud will amplify them even more because of that emotional and physical vibration of the words coming out of your mouth. I don't know if you've ever seen that experiment on plants where, so they speak to one plant really nicely, you know, they give it compliments, they're like, you're so beautiful, you're growing really good. And then the next plant, they're like, you're disgusting. I don't know what they say, but you know, bad things. And you can physically see how much better the plant who received the positive affirmations grew and how much healthier and stronger it was. So I don't know what other evidence everyone needs that this is a real thing and that it does work, but just try it. You know, if you're skeptical, give it a go. There is a lot to talk about, isn't there? I'm always just kind of going off on little tangents here, but it all makes sense. I think it all combines into one. But yeah, I think another big thing for those of us who are empaths and can get caught up in other people's lives, and I don't know, I obsess over things quite frequently. For example, this YouTube channel, which I think is the most healthy obsession I could have. Like I mentioned in my other video, pregnant women for some reason, babies in general, couldn't get enough. Like, it was just bringing me to tears thinking about having a baby one day, and like, oh my god, my auntie keeps sending me baby pictures. That's quite ironic. Yeah, things like that. So again, if you're that type of person who gets kind of weirdly obsessed with things, and this is what I mean by obsessed, that I'll wake up and I might be thinking about it, constantly consuming that kind of content. Like, I was obsessed with my period and like tracking my period, and I was watching videos on that all day. Like, I'd watch like 10 videos a day. I was writing down all my symptoms, like, which obviously I wanted to do, but you see what I mean. It's a little bit of an obsession at that point, and that's a lot of energy being put into that one thing, that one topic, that one kind of fixation, I'd call it. It's quite a fixation. And for me now, I'm like, okay, how can I use this to my advantage? Like, how can I fixate on myself? How can I fixate on my growth and like me as a person? I don't think being obsessed with anything is ever a good thing, but there are ways that we can use this to our advantage, and there are so many positives. Like, I'm able to post every single week because I just love doing this, and to me it doesn't feel unhealthy, you know? So find things that you're passionate about, that you want to spend time doing, you don't weirdly feel obsessed by. That's hard sometimes, that's hard, but for me, I feel like it's this channel, like, it's very chill for me. Anyway, what I was going to say before I went off on that little tangent is there is a true power in focusing on you to the point where you're observing other people, like, you see them, you support them. Like, it's not all about you, it's not all about what you're doing, but it kind of is. It's sort of like that main character energy, you know? You wake up and you're thinking about what you need to do. You're thinking about the goals that you have. You're thinking about the things that you need to get done, rather than, you know, scrolling on Instagram and comparing yourself to people and the life that you want to have and what this person's doing, stalking your old friends, exes, whatever it is that you do. You know, that's ending here. I don't know what it is about like stalking people that you used to know, or people that used to be like in your life. We would have never had access to that information in the past. How weird is it that you can stalk someone online, or you can check someone's page or whatever you want to call it, go for a little snoop and see what someone's up to that hasn't been in your life for years. It's unhealthy. It's not good. From time to time, like, you just like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. I wonder what they're doing now. But then it gets to a point where you're constantly stalking people. It's an obsession again. You're like, oh, I really want to know what they're doing. I really want to know what they're up to. No, you don't need to know. You don't need to know. You need to have this like tunnel vision on your life, because this is your life. Like, you don't want to spend your life looking at other people's lives and wishing you had someone else's life, obsessing over other people's lives and situations. Like, this is your life. You need to stop putting your life on hold just to look around and see what everyone else is doing. Do you know what I mean? I think that's all I had to say, guys. Weirdly, I'm feeling so much better after filming this. I thought it would like really tire out my voice, but I feel better. I feel a bit more lively, and it feels good just to speak whatever's on my mind and just feel like hopefully this will resonate with someone and they'll be able to take something from this. So yeah, thanks for tuning in once again. If this is the first time you've seen my face on your screen, do like and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, I keep forgetting to say this, but turn on the notification bell because that will notify you every single time I upload. At the minute it is every Wednesday, but that can alternate, so it's best if you've got the bell on, and then it will say, she's posted, time to watch Girl Acquire, okay? So yeah, really appreciate you, I really do. Yeah, we got a few new people. I see a few new people coming to sit down and watch and chat with us. Very grateful and very excited to edit this and to film the next one. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!